What's going on, guys? Pegasus from the Wise Guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you sub. Make sure you hit the bell. Guys, 3 cards I want to talk about. They're all trap cards, but first up, I wanted to talk about this BEARCTI archetype. I'm not going to do that YGO organization bullcrap where I scroll down the page. You guys can do that for yourself. I can leave the link down in the comments. You guys can look over it, dig it, see how you like it, and then go from there. I think the archetype is amazing, and it's revamping, much like Drytron did for rituals. It's going to revamp synchro summoning in a very, very interesting way. With that being said, I want to talk about 3 distinct trap cards that can help your control deck keep up with these combo decks, or at least try to. Keep up or die trying. That's what I say. First up, we got to talk about Fiend Comedian. Fiend Comedian is a very, very old card. All of these cards are pretty old, but this card is extremely old. It actually came out in LOD. Let's look into the card, shall we? The card says, toss a coin and call it right. If you do call it right, all of your opponent's cards in their graveyard are removed from play immediately. If you call it wrong, send a number of cards equal to the cards in your opponent's graveyard from your deck to the graveyard. Now, why is that good? Because it's either going to severely cripple your opponent and banish everything in a big burn type of effect, or it could completely put you so far ahead in a painful choice-like effect in a trap version. It's a trap card. I mean, guys, you got to lose somewhere. It's a trap card. That's pretty much what it is. But that being said, if I'm playing a deck that plays Backjack, if I'm playing a deck that can specifically play, like, I can put this in Burning Abyss and it can do extraordinarily well and put me out so far in front, or completely hamper my opponent where they can't do anything and wipe them completely out of the duel. It's a very, very interesting card. It's something that I would look at if I'm playing any of these decks. Even dumping Eldritch stuff can be really, really strong, while also banishing cards in a Drytron matchup that can completely save you. Let's move on to the next card, guys. So now part 2, guys, we got to talk about something else. So the card I wanted to talk about as well is Transmigration Prophecy. This is the one that's been kind of interesting to me. Talk a lot with Triff, and it's really, really interesting. He's actually playing. I thought about him, and while I was watching him play on his stream yesterday, it came to my mind, and I literally said it out loud, and we both talked about it a little bit afterwards. Transmigration Prophecy is a really, really interesting card because it almost can do exactly what Cycle Reader does, but it's even more diverse, and it can actually help you even more so. Although it's a lot slower, although it's not going to go in the exact same amount of decks, and Cycle Reader is definitely the better card, maybe your deck can't quite play it as smoothly. Maybe you play Paleo and you can't slip in Cycle Reader the same way. I still think I would still probably play Cycle Reader, but this card is very interesting in that it is going to pick up cards and then completely move them back to where they came from, back to the deck. And it's also versatile as that you can also do something to your own cards to be able to loop them, to continue to use them later on in the game. Sometimes when a card gets limited to 1, this card can actually help you to loop it over and over again. I can't think of a card off the top of my head, but it's just there. It's the possibility of it. As well as the trap card being able to completely, maybe in a Drytron matchup, completely pick up Benton and then put it all the way back into the deck, as well as Alpha, put it all the way back into the deck. That can literally be a trap version of Cycle Reader that you may want to look into. Last but not least, we got to talk about a Floodgate. I know y'all hate Floodgates, but Mistake is something that any trap heavy deck should look into, because it flat out is going to win the game. Now, yes, Mistaken Arrest and all the cards that are very similar to it can also do the same thing, but Mistake, being able to completely take away searching in totality, can also help you, especially in a matchup like Drytron. With all that being said, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Those are the 3 texts I had on my mind. Look out for the BEARCTI stuff. I'll see you next time. I'm out. YG, baby. We're out of here.